President Trump has indicated that he is ready to ramp up sanctions on Moscow after it launched its biggest aerial attack on Ukraine of the war so far. The president said he was not happy with the situation, that he would speak with Russian leader Vladimir Putin. Listen.
I believe we're going to get it settled, but I am not happy with them. I'm not happy with anything having to do with that war. It's just such a waste of great humanity.
All right, for more on this, I want to bring in CBS News senior foreign correspondent Holly Williams. Holly, so what do we know about this massive attack?
Good morning, Vlad. Well, overnight into Sunday morning, Russia launched a swarm of more than 800 drones and decoys, according to the Ukrainian Air Force. That is the largest drone barrage since this war began back in February 2022. Ukraine says that it managed to intercept most of the drones, but close to 60 evaded Ukraine's air defenses. 4 people were killed in total, according to Ukrainian officials, including a 2-month-old baby. And unusually, the attack also set fire to a building used by Ukraine's cabinet ministers. A building like that is typically very well guarded by anti-missile and drone systems.
All right, Holly, I'm curious. So what kind of sanctions could the United States and its allies put on Russia? I mean, you just heard the president suggesting that he's not very happy about this. And would those sanctions, given that there are already so many on Russia, would they have any impact?
It's a good question. What is keeping the Russian economy afloat right now is oil. So one thing that the US and its allies could do is target the countries that are still buying large amounts of that oil with sanctions, countries like China and India. In a similar vein, the US could try to go after Russia's so-called shadow fleet of oil tankers, which use deceptive or even illegal methods to evade Western sanctions.
So where does this all leave with the president's push to try and bring this conflict to an end, Holly?
Well, Vlad, when you talk to people in Ukraine and actually more broadly here in Europe, many people simply do not believe that Vladimir Putin has any real interest in ending the war, because they say he still wants to control Ukraine and he's tied his legacy to this bloody war. They think he is simply going through the motions to avoid angering President Trump, and they think that even if he does do a ceasefire or a peace deal, he won't stick to his word. Now, we spoke to one senior Ukrainian military official recently in Kyiv who told us that they think the real battle is for President Trump's mind. That is to try to make sure that President Trump understands who is responsible for starting the war and who is responsible for perpetuating it.
All right. Holly Williams breaking it down for us this morning from London. Holly, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it.